Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Sicko Nation, what is good? Yeah, we're still here. We're still watching Sixers games. It has been 41 days without Joel Embiid. How the sickos are still surviving is unknown. We're still here. We're still watching, man. And, put up a fight today. Some good things. Some good things happened. Some good things to talk about. So, we fell short in the long run. But some good things to talk about, I believe. Shout out to everybody in here. 128 people. Do me a favor one time. Helps me out greatly if you just take 1 second to close out the chat and hit the like button. That helps push this through the algorithm and get more viewers and grow the brand. I do think I am rebranding the entire channel to Sicko Nation. I think we're going to retire the Run It Back Philly name. That is a name that I had when I first started the channel, when my plan was to talk about all Philly sports. And then I just, the universe took me where I was supposed to go, which is an absolute Sixers psycho, which I've always been. And I just collected thousands of you all Sixers psychos also. So, it's Sicko Nation, man. That's really what it is. So there's that. We're going to talk about the game. I got definitely some things I want to say. I got some Tobias Harris things I want to say. I got some Tyrese Maxey things I want to say. I got some NBA officials and Mr. Run and Dunk things that I want to say. But we got to pay some bills first. This is brought to you by BetUS. That's not what I wanted. Where's my BetUS button?
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the channel. They are giving you a 125% deposit bonus when you sign up using the link in my description and code JOIN125. Earlier, I said that I was betting on the Sixers at a plus 275. I thought they could pull out an upset. I thought the Bucks were frauds, which I still do think that. It was looking like they were going to pull out the upset too. But as sports betting goes, as all betting goes, bet responsibly. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But BetUS has some of the best odds in the games, parlays, prop bets, and other things. So click the link in the description, check it out, sign up, get a 125% deposit bonus in your first 3 deposits, and 10% gambler's insurance. Thank you, BetUS, for sponsoring the channel. Now let's talk about it. The first thing is that, it's nice to not play the New York Knicks, right? Didn't this game give you a clear... it painted a clear picture of how good the New York Knicks are defensively and how not just mediocre defensively the Bucks are, but really just how much more freedom and how much more room you have to breathe on the offensive side of the ball when you're playing, basically 90% of the league compared to the Knicks. So, we're so reactionary. I am very overreactionary. I agree with that. I always have been. But when they look completely just downright terrible against some of these teams that play tougher defense without Joel Embiid, and we were playing a couple games without Tyrese Maxey also, and we didn't expect them to do much, but they were finishing quarters with 15 points, which is just unbelievable in the NBA. You get Maxey back, second game back from the concussion. You're not playing the Knicks, you're playing the Bucks, who traded defense for offense and then made the worst decision of all, which was hiring Doc Rivers. And look, the Sixers looked like they could breathe, Maxey was getting shots off. Tobias Harris was getting shots off. We're going to get to him. The bench lineup of Cameron Payne in the second or third quarter. Cameron Payne was getting shots off. Paul Reed was defending the rim. It looks a lot different when you're playing a team like the Bucks. And if tonight told me anything, it told me look, I know I make the prediction about the Sixers coming out of the play-in tournament and playing the Boston Celtics in the first round. But I want to say this, and I'm being 100% dead serious. Now, I think we can compete with Boston in a 7-game series with healthy Embiid. People act like I'm saying, people are like, this team sucks. What are you talking about? That's not possible. With healthy Embiid, it is possible. But if we come out of the play-in tournament in the 7th seed and we face this Bucks team in the first round with 80% Joel Embiid, we're taking it in 6 games. You heard it here first. 80% Joel Embiid. This Sixers team's taking out the Bucks in the first round. This Bucks team does not scare me at all, whatsoever. I think Maxey ran out of steam, in the fourth quarter. I think that's something that kind of killed us there down the stretch. Since coming back from the concussion, obviously he's, trying to carry the whole team without Embiid anyway. He was having a great game. He had 29 points through 3 quarters. What did he finish with? He finished with 30. Yikes. He scored 1 point in the fourth. That sucks. I didn't realize that. He had 29 halfway through the third and finished with 30. So my feeling that he ran out of gas is confirmed by the stat sheet that he absolutely did run out of gas. But, without Maxey's 30 points, 12 of 23 shooting, 5 for 9 from the 3-point line, the Sixers aren't even in this game. It's not even close. So, shout out to Tyrese Maxey coming back from concussion, his second game back. You missed 4 games in a row. He definitely ran out of gas as the games go on, as he gets back out there and continues to get, his conditioning back or whatever, just his comfort back, his rhythm back after missing a couple of games. I would expect Tyrese Maxey to have a little bit more in the fourth quarter than he had tonight. But realistically, like if you just look at the stat sheet, 30 from Maxey and, the rest of the team hardly broke 15. The second highest scorer was Tobias Harris with 15 points. You're going to need more scoring than that. You could talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. You could talk about we had a chance to win. You could talk about officials. You could talk about whatever you want. You're going to need more scoring than that. You got 30 from Maxey, 15 from Tobias, 12 from Lowry, 13 from Cameron Payne. Kelly Oubre did not have a good game, 4 for 13, 0 for 4 from 3, had 9 points. Yeah. They fought. I think that's something that definitely stands out about this game too. They didn't lay down and die like they did in that Knicks game. They fought. They're out there playing hard. They're playing with heart. And that's what you get with Nick Nurse. One thing I definitely notice about Nick Nurse, man, is you're never going to get a heartless, lackluster, beat-down performance 2 games in a row. I think he's really good at sending a message that, even though you're undermanned, even though you're down some guys and the other team has flat out more talent than you, more star talent than you go out there and you fight. So, shout out to Nick Nurse for that. And yeah, I'm confident against this Bucks team. If we could get them in the first round with the 80% Embiid, we're taking them. We're taking them. The starting lineup of Tobias Harris and Mo Bamba is really bad defensively. If you really watch it, first couple of possessions of the game, Maxey hit back-to-back threes. The only reason we were in the game in the very beginning of the first quarter was Tyrese Maxey. On the other end, you had Mo Bamba and Tobias Harris trying to communicate and defend a ball screen, and it's just so bad. It's just so bad. Both of those guys are too slow. Mo Bamba's 10 times slower than Tobias Harris, which is damn near moving backwards. They don't know what to do. They don't go around the screen. They don't switch the screen. They don't hedge the screen. It's really bad. And they just, basically, if you run a ball screen with Mo Bamba on the floor, Tobias Harris is going to get around the screen too slow. Mo Bamba is then going to have to step up on the ball handler. He's about 20 seconds too late on that. Tobias Harris ends up in no man's land, and Brook Lopez is wide open. That happened. How many times in this game did that happen? We can tell you just by telling you how many times Brook Lopez made a three-pointer. 5 times. He was 5 for 10 from 3. They just, don't guard him. The fourth quarter, Mo Bamba's in the game in the fourth quarter. That's the one thing that I'm sure everyone's kind of scratching their head and frustrated about with Nick Nurse's decisions in this game. You know, Paul Reed was playing good defense the whole game. And Paul Reed has just, from what he looked like a couple of games ago defensively, he's impressed me. Even in the beginning of the Knicks game, he was playing tough defense in the paint without fouling. He was playing tough defense in this game. He had 4 blocks against the Knicks in the game that we won this Sunday night. He had, how many blocks tonight? Where are we at? Paul Reed had 2 blocks tonight. I thought he was playing good paint defense. I thought he was staying straight up and down, and I thought he gave us a shot. And Nick Nurse went with Mo Bamba in the fourth quarter. Paul Reed had 3 fouls, so it's not like he was in foul trouble. I think Nurse just thought, you know, Giannis and Lopez and Bobby Portis out there. He went with height, I guess. I'm trying to figure it out. I actually don't know. I actually have no idea why. But, you know, because there's games that we win where Mo Bamba plays 10 minutes. There's games that we win where he goes to Paul Reed after that starting lineup, and then he goes like Nick Batum at center, and then Paul Reed and doesn't even put Mo Bamba in the second half. I'm sure his strategy was that it was against size, so he went with Bamba, but Mo Bamba, it doesn't matter if this guy was 7'12", he's fucking horrible. Fourth quarter, Damian Lillard, ball at the top of the key. Brook Lopez, who already has 4 made three-pointers on this guy. They didn't even run a play. Brook was just standing there, about 5 feet behind the three-point line, wide open, because Bamba was standing in the paint. They didn't even run a play. He just passed the ball to Brook Lopez, and he shot the 3. Like, why can't we guard this guy? Every time we play the Bucks, we act like we have no idea that Brook Lopez can shoot 50% from 3 if he wants to, like he did tonight. I don't understand why we can't guard Brook Lopez. I don't get it. Also, I want to say this. I want to make sure I say this. Tobias Harris, you only gave me 15 points. Okay. 4 rebounds. That's kind of shitty. You sucked the entire first half, but I do want to give you your flowers for the fourth quarter, Tobias Harris, because we were in a dogfight and we were saying, you know, who's going to step up? Maxey's running out of gas in the fourth. There's double teaming him around screens and they're bumping him in the lane, not getting any calls. Who's going to step up? I got to give Tobias Harris his flowers here. He scored 3, 5, 7, I feel like 9 points in the fourth quarter. Sprained his ankle. Could have bitched out. Could have said, finally, I don't have to play this game. I can go to the locker room. No, he came back in the game and even got a really tough bucket in the fourth quarter on a sprained ankle. And if you just would have played like that the whole game, you know, you might have been Maxey's sidekick in the stat category. You might have scored more than 15. You might have given us a chance. But you played like a total fraud the whole first half. Weak. Afraid to take anybody one-on-one. Back posting people up, taking 23 seconds off the shot clock and passing it with no time on the clock. Doing all the Tobias Harris stuff in the first half. The fourth quarter, for some reason after, you know, somebody pissed him off, he's getting buckets in the fourth. And sprains his ankle, stays in the game, gets another tough bucket, but it was just a little bit too little, too late. But maybe, you know, tell me I'm crazy here. Maybe that brings Tobias Harris a little bit out of the air quotes slump that he's in, or gives him a little bit more confidence, because in the first half of this game, he was once again playing with absolutely no confidence whatsoever. I don't understand how it keeps getting worse. But he was aggressive in the fourth and hit some clutch buckets and stayed in there with a sprained ankle. Showed a little bit of heart in the fourth quarter. I saw more heart out of Tobias Harris in that fourth quarter than I've seen for months. So maybe that's a good sign. I'm not sure. But that's all I'm saying about that. Tyrese Maxey was cooking A lot of this game, man. A lot of this game. Floaters, drives. He had a hesitation floater where he hung in the air and threw it high off the glass, which was crazy. He was hot from 3 for 3 quarters. He did everything he could. Gassed out in the fourth quarter, but he did everything he could. And it was a close game. What was it? 3 points, 5 points. Tyrese Maxey drives on Brook Lopez. Gets absolutely clotheslined in the lane. I can't figure out how Tyrese Maxey does not get foul calls. I just don't understand it. This is an all-star. This is a future, star in the league. I just don't understand it. He had 3 free throws. 3. Tyrese Maxey had 3 free throws. Tyrese Maxey attacking the paint all game long for 37 straight minutes. He attacked the paint. He got 3 free throws in this game. And in that fourth quarter, drive on Brook Lopez. Once you see the replay, Brook Lopez just has his off arm on his chest, pushes him in the chest on a drive to the rim. The dude lands on his back. They're allowed to play full contact against Tyrese Maxey. And guess what happens on the other end? Giannis takes the ball in the paint, does a spin move, takes 7 steps, gets a foul call. So we're undermanned. We fought hard. We gave it everything we had. We even got some clutch buckets from Tobias Harris in the fourth quarter. But, Giannis Antetokounmpo had 18 free throw attempts. And I'm not usually one that does that because people do that with the Joel Embiid stuff. But when you're not calling it on the other end is when it starts to get really, really annoying. Tyrese Maxey, 23 field goal attempts, 3 free throws. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 12 field goal attempts, 18 free throws. It's just, Giannis is just, and Bucks fans don't like to hear this, but he's just one of the most frustrating players to watch. He just plays halfback dive, sprints to the rim, tries to plow everybody over. He either dunks the ball or he gets a foul call. It is maddening. But, when he does a spin move and changes his pivot foot twice in a 3-point game and it should be a turnover and you give him a foul, but Tyrese Maxey's getting clotheslined on the other end. We can't win the game like that, And then Lillard hit a mid-range pull-up that basically put it to like 7. And, that was it. But I think it was a good sign for this Sixers team. I think they fought hard. I think they showed a lot more heart. They showed a lot more ability flat out than it looked like against the Knicks. And if Joel Embiid comes back, I'm taking the Sixers over the Bucks in a 7-game series, and I mean that. I mean that straight up. I mean that. Yeah. That's all I really got, man. I think. I don't know if I want to say anything else about this game. I don't want to be up here too long. Not going to lie to you guys. I pulled my hamstring earlier playing ball because I'm an idiot. Try to get back into the game. One nice day, I go down to the court. Try to play with the kids. One jab, step, and go. Yanked my hamstring. And I am in pain right now. But, yeah. I thought they fought hard, man. What do you guys think, bro? What do you guys think? Anybody want to call the Discord? It's open. Line's open if you want to call. If not, it's all good. But I'm happy with the way the Sixers fought in this game. I don't hate it. We were attacking Damian Lillard in the first quarter. Nick Nurse had a good strategy on Giannis, I thought, in the first half. Most of the game, really. Holding him to 12 field goal attempts. But, it ended the way that it ended, man. It ended the way that it ended. What did Buddy Hield do in this game, man? Buddy Hield's, where's Buddy Hield at? 3 for 6. He was 3 for 4 from 3-point range for 9 points. Yeah. So, I know Buddy Hield came here and he looked incredible those first couple of games. Came back down to earth, didn't he? Came back down to earth. He had a drive in this game where he airballed a layup. Cameron Payne was keeping us alive for those bench lineups, that second quarter lineup, man. Cameron Payne was cooking. He hit 3 threes in that second quarter. He had some crazy floaters off the glass. He's a little spark plug, I really like Cameron Payne coming off the bench. I think he's a great player to have. I'm sorry, way better than Patrick Beverley. I don't care about the trade at all. Philly fans were mad about that because they like Patrick Beverley's just heart and fight and whatever. But I like the trade. I like Cameron Payne. KJ Martin, man. I like KJ Martin a lot. I like his defense in this game. I liked his defense on Giannis. I thought Nurse was really experimenting with lineups and trying to figure out who he should have out there in the fourth, the finishing lineup. I think KJ Martin can be used in the right lineups to hide his offensive inabilities. And he was doing a good job on Giannis for the most part. But, I mean, when you're finishing the game with Mo Bamba at center against Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're done, right? You're done. I'm not saying Kai Jones would do a better job on Giannis. I don't know what Kai Jones really defends like one-on-one. I know he has a better shot blocking ability because he's an athletic freak, but as far as his actual, one-on-one defensive strategy, not sure. We got to get Joel back, man. That's all there is at the end of the day. We got to get Joel back. I said we're going to win 2 out of the next 10. And I'm probably right. I'm probably right, man. I'm probably right. We're probably going to win 2 out of the next 10. But I'm not irate about this game. I think the Sixers put up a fight. You got a bad Kelly Oubre game. He only gave you 9. Nicholas Batum had 5 points. He was a minus 14. And, you're finishing the game with Mo Bamba at center. What are you supposed to do, man? What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? We need Joel back. All right, we got some people on the Discord, man. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. My man Jones. My man Jones is in the Discord. Jones, what's going on? Yo, Jones.
Yo.
What's up, Jones?
Chilling, man. All I gotta say is the refs were on some weird type of timing tonight, man.
Yeah. They were on our side in the first half. We got a lot of calls in the first half.
Nah, it's not even that bad. One call, like Giannis took like 20 steps.
Yep.
And they called a foul on that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, and you can't challenge that because it was a foul call. Like you can't challenge a non-call on a travel or whatever.
Yeah, man.
That took the life out of us. We were fighting. It was a 3-point game, I think. That took the life out of us because on the other side of the ball, Maxey was getting body slammed.
Body slammed way too many times, bro. Like, it was just, like, crazy. Like, yeah. And then Tobias Harris chose, like, the last fucking 3, minutes to show up. Like, bro, the first 2 quarters, if you would have actually, helped out Maxey, we could have won.
Yeah, first 3 quarters. He had 6 points going into the fourth, I think. He had 9 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he literally chose the last 3 minutes to finally show up. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, I credit him for even showing up there because I didn't expect it. And then he sprains his ankle and he comes back in and finishes the game. But yeah, if you would have played like that the first 3 quarters, you would be putting up more than 15 points and we would have had more of a shot.
Exactly. And the first half, we were up by like 17. We cannot hold the lead to save our lives. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, it's undermanned Sixers team against the Milwaukee Bucks, and they were going to make a run, and they got They got scorers. They got Giannis. They got Brook Lopez. They got Dame. I mean, you know, I was shocked we were even up by 10 or 12 or whatever it was in the first half.
Yeah, same here. That's why I didn't even bother getting my hopes up, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought we were most of the game. I thought we were going to win it, but once I saw it go in the direction it was going, I was like, "Yeah, we're cooked."
Yeah. One more thing I want to say too, Sixer fans just confusing me because they want to complain about like losing, but yet they want to vouch for Joel Embiid to sit out the rest of the season. I'm like, what? Like, if he's healthy, why not let him come back?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all.
Because our record with the healthy Joel Embiid and us flowing, et cetera, was 26-8.
Yeah.
And then they want to say, oh, just have him come back next year. Like, what makes like these fans think that he won't get hurt next year?
I don't understand their angle. Like, they've been replying to me all day today and yesterday or whatever. I don't understand their angle that the team is bad right now, so Joel shouldn't come back. Like, I just don't understand that angle. They're like, no, this team's trash. The season's over. Why bring him back at all? They're so bad. And I'm like, yeah, they're so bad because he's not there. What are you saying? If he's 100% healthy, he knows how much he can affect this team on both ends of the floor. He's going to come back. What are they talking about? They're acting like this team is this bad with him. There's people telling me that Joel's going to come back and they're going to get bounced in the first round. And I'm like, that's not what's happening.
There's no logic behind that. Like, that just makes no sense whatsoever. And then also, too, the Bucks and Celtics, man, don't even get me started with the Celtics, man. That 3-point fucking mentally weak-ass team. I hope we get the Bucks or Celtics first round. Because
I think we're going to.
Get the first round, that's going to be 5 or 6 games max.
We're going to. We're going to come out of the play-in tournament. I'm pretty certain that we're going to get the Bucks or the Celtics in the first round. I think if Joel's back and if he's 100%. If he's not 100% and he's jogging up and down the floor, then yeah, you're done. But if he's 100%, I'm taking the Sixers over anybody, especially the Milwaukee Bucks. That's how I feel about it.
Oh.
All right, Jones.
Bucks.
Thanks for calling, bro.
Joke, man.
Thanks for calling, Jones, man. You the man, bro. I appreciate it.
Man. Thanks, man.
Jones on the Discord. Yeah, I'm taking the Sixers over the Bucks, dude. I'm taking the Sixers with the healthy Embiid. I'm taking over anybody. I don't care who thinks what. That's the crazy. That's the part. We have short-term memory. We're such prisoners of the moment. When I say the Sixers with a healthy Embiid can beat anybody, people laugh. They're like, what are you talking about, dude? You're being crazy. This team sucks. And I'm like, did you watch the beginning of the season? I don't understand. What am I missing? Did you watch the beginning of the season? What am I missing? We lost to the Bucks by 1 point first game of the season. We beat the healthy Celtics. We beat the healthy OKC. We beat the healthy Lakers. There's a lot of good wins in the beginning of this season when Joel Embiid was healthy. And that was before the Buddy Hield trade. That was before Lowry and Cameron Payne. That was when Tyrese Maxey was the only point guard on the roster. Anyway, NZ's on the line, bro. What's up, NZ?
Yo, what, another L. Let's go.
We're just used to it now, man. I'm telling you, two out of the next 10. That's what I'm saying, man. I expect it.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing teams like the Clippers twice, I think we got the Heat, who we never win against.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got other teams like, I guess, like the Lakers, or like the Thunder, who could definitely, especially the Thunder, who could since how young and athletic they are, they could definitely give us trouble. But I just want to start off by saying the Bucks have zero edge whatsoever, to be absolutely 100% honest. I'm not trying to be just a salty fan or whatever, but they eerily remind me of those teams with a couple years back with James Harden, where their whole entire philosophy was, if we're not shooting well, we just roll over and die and just play down to competition. It was every time. Yeah.
Yep. I feel you on that.
Yeah, I mean, like, they just have no defensive identity whatsoever. And I mean, it's cool that they have Damian Lillard and Giannis as a duo, I think they could be, they're a good offensive duo. It's just that when they on the defensive end of the floor, and what originally made the Bucks so successful with their suffocating perimeter and inside interior defense is sort of what made them such a threat in the playoffs when things got super slow, and they were able to win a bunch of games in the playoffs solely based off of their defense when guys weren't shooting well.
Yep. Yeah, trading Drew Holiday for Dame is it's funny. It's one of those stories about how the box score doesn't tell the whole story. You traded a defensive facilitator, a very high IQ team basketball player who was a large part of winning a championship for a guy that can score a lot of points and doesn't play any defense. It just doesn't really make any sense to me. And then they go and hire Doc Rivers. I'm not scared of the Bucks at all.
Well, actually, now that you mentioned that, I fear the Bucks because they actually have Doc Rivers, the top 15 coach of all time, so-called professed better than Greg Popovich. So he's definitely gonna outsmart us in the playoffs. To be honest,
definitely.
Yep. But I mean, like, as bad as the refs were, and like I said, I'm not trying to be salty or anything, but it's absolutely ludicrous how you saw Giannis playing Dance Dance Revolution inside the paint with the refs right next to him, taking 8 steps. And how do you not call it travel? That's absolutely ridiculous. Then you got Maxey getting bear hugged, getting elbowed.
Crazy,
on the side,
bro.
And collapsing and just no whistle. It's absolutely insane. But I think the Sixers have definitely made a little, some strange decisions coaching-wise, especially with that horrible Batum, Tobias, Bamba lineups. Those reek.
They do reek. I think he's just trying to go size. He's just like, I'm screwed right here. I gotta just go size and see if they get it done. And yeah, no.
I mean, what can you do with size if they can't even move, laterally at all? I mean,
I don't. Mo Bamba should not be.
Giannis just cut back door. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't step back or anything. And he caught 2 lobs. And I think one of them he fumbled, but he still got an easy basket nonetheless.
Mo Bamba should not be on an NBA roster, let alone finishing a game in the fourth quarter against Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous and ironic at the same time, given how the Sixers have drafted so many centers over the years, and yet they have Mo Bamba as their primary backup center. We have other guys in the NBA who just have, specialists, like Bobby Portis, for example, who just come off the bench and can do multiple things. And, that's sort of my main problem with Tobias Harris. And I mean, I hope he gets better because that ankle, bro, his ligaments might be destroyed. That was absolutely horrific to watch.
It looked like it hurt a lot. I felt it. I felt it in my own ankle.
I got like tingles down my spine. It was weird. But like, I feel like his sort of game is sort of just a dying breed in general, because when you're thinking of how the modern NBA is going, when you're having so many multi-talented superstars who, cover a lot of weaknesses, all you really have to do to build a roster is just, obviously get that, second star, whenever it's a Chris Middleton, Jamal Murray, whatever, have that really good score. And you just sort of fill out the gaps with these, specialists. For example, like Josh Hart is a perfect example. Yep. He is a 3-and-D rebounding hustler. That's his role. Mm-hmm. And when you think about Tobias Harris's specialty, like, what can you come up with? Is he just like a slightly above average scorer? I mean, if he is, then why the heck did we sign Kelly Oubre?
He's not even above.
He's not even thing as Tobias.
He's not even an above
better
average
at times.
He's not even an above average. I'm so tired of watching it, dude. How many times in this game did he post up, get the ball, give the ball back to Lowry or Maxey, post up again, get the ball back? Now we're 23 seconds into the shot clock, and he has to bail and pass the ball with 2 seconds left. I'm so tired of watching that. All to try to get a 2-point fadeaway jump shot. It's the most annoying basketball I've ever seen besides Ben Simmons playing basketball. It's so annoying. I'm tired of it. Why are we still running plays for this guy? Just stop it. It's annoying. In the fourth quarter, he stopped doing that. The fourth quarter, he started just being aggressive, make a move, go get in the lane, make something happen. This back down a smaller guy for 20 seconds shit is so annoying.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Like, when Tobias Harris actually isn't thinking, he is when he's at his best.
Yeah.
Like when he's just shooting off the catch and just not, just making quick decisions and not, wasting time off the clock. That's definitely, what his role should be.
I thought that's what he was doing at the beginning of the season more.
Yep.
Now he's back to this just trying to ISO smaller players and get a post fadeaway all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just my thing at the end of the day when you have someone, I mean, at this point, it's not even that he's getting paid that much money, because I do believe with Joel Embiid back and as overreactionary everyone is, which is getting kind of annoying at this point because logically it makes no sense to be upset since you literally have your best player, the freaking MVP, not playing on your basketball team. I just don't think they realize that everyone on the court are just cogs in the system. And obviously they're not going to work when they don't have the engine, Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I feel you. Yo, man, thanks for calling, bro.
I appreciate it. I'm sorry to hear about your hamstring. I hope that gets better.
Just a week or two will be good, man. I appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah, it hurts. Stretch before you play. When you're not 20 years old anymore, stretch before you play. Don't just go out there and start running. I haven't played for a year, and I thought I could just go out there and run. I'm stupid, and now I'm injured because of it. Yo, Peter D. Peter D is on the line. Yo, Peter.
Hey, how's it going, DJ?
What's up, man?
Just a couple of things. I'm going to give Tobias props as well. I'll give anybody credit that's willing to take the team on their back. You know what I mean? Like, we got to give credit where credit's due there, but it's just a shame he can't do that, through the whole game, as you were saying. But I just wanted to say, too, I totally agree with what you're saying, that with Embiid back, anybody who thinks we can't be competitive and beat any team in the East is absolutely ludicrous and insane.
Right.
The team is totally different when he's in. And the other thing I was going to say, the only thing I'm worried about, DJ, is I'd love to see Embiid get like 4 games in the regular season before the playoffs, just to kind of get back in playoff shape, kind of get some rhythm going. Like, I think if he comes in right as the playoffs start, I think there's a chance somebody could nip us. But I think we really need, I don't know if it can happen or will happen or whatever. But the other part, too, is I know we're all criticizing Nurse and his rotations. Man, you got to look at what the guy's working with right now. It pisses me off when I see Batum out there with Bamba. But then you stop and think, well, Reed and Maxey, they got to take a seat, man. They're getting gassed. What's he going to do? He's got to try to mix it up and do something.
Yeah.
But that leads me to what I was going to say is that, they're talking tonight about Middleton and how he's been out 4 or 5 weeks with his ankle. But, Doc Rivers said, if it was the playoffs, he'd be playing right now. Why do they sit him? Why? They want to make sure he's ready and good to go. It doesn't make no sense to bring him in now. He's a difference maker, but not a difference maker that's going to matter to them, right? They're already up there at the 2 seed. Like, what's it matter?
Yeah.
Right? And I think the Sixers are feeling the same way with Covington and Milton. I think they're thinking, why bring them in? Milton, I'm not saying they're not hurt. I think they probably could play potentially. Yeah. But we're at a point where we're going to make the playoffs, right? Worst case scenario, play-in tournament. So when Embiid comes back, we could potentially, most likely, I'm predicting, going to see Milton and Covington as well. Our depth is going to be a lot better. And this is going to be a completely different team. And I'm telling you, it's almost like one of those scenarios of the New York Giants back when they beat the Patriots. Do you remember? They were beat up all year.
Oh, yeah.
They came in as a wild card, and then they beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
We're one of those teams I don't think nobody wants to see on their schedule if Embiid comes, or when he comes back, because I think he's probably going to come back.
Yeah.
With our full roster. We're going to be dangerous.
Absolutely. And I love that you brought that up, because I'm looking at I just brought up the standings right here, and the Sixers could also be looking at it like, look, if we stay where we're at and we get out of the play-in tournament in the 7th seed, we're playing the Milwaukee Bucks.
Precisely.
If we bring some guys back and fight and claw and end up in the 5th seed, we're playing the New York Knicks round 1. You just saw what they did to us. It doesn't
make sense. You're fighting for a
tougher
worse
matchup.
Position.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Milwaukee wins games. It's how they're in the 2nd seed. But when you really look at how they play defense, and if you look at these teams and say, who do you feel like we have a better chance against in a 7-game series? I'm taking Milwaukee over New York.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, so maybe they're saying, listen, we're already in the play-in tournament. It's where we are. Let everybody chill, and we're going to go 2-8 in the next 10 games, and then we'll see what happens.
That's exactly right. And I think, like I said, when that happens, it's not just about Embiid. It's about other players coming back. Covington, Milton. Milton's a big piece. He really is. I mean, just for depth. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
This is one of those teams, yes, Embiid carries the load and Maxey too, but we're really, this is one of the greatest depth teams I've seen us have in a long time. Like, everybody plays a part. How many wide open threes has Batum had since Embiid's been out? I haven't seen many.
Right.
Imagine him getting in rhythm, Milton coming back, and Embiid back and like 100% healthy for the playoffs. Who's going to want to face us, DJ?
Right.
Who's going to want to face us?
Right, exactly. People are just prisoners of the moment. They see the team right now and they say, "Oh, the Sixers are terrible. He might as well not even come back." That doesn't make any. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yep. So
you got guys that are just straight up role players that played around Joel Embiid for the whole season. Now suddenly have to step up and try to be, a number 3 or whatever when they shouldn't be. They're not going to be good.
It's natural positions. It's what you're used to coming off the bench or not coming off the. There's so many variables involved.
Yeah.
That there's things that we don't know. We don't understand completely what they're going through. And with Embiid there, it's like he's like the missing puzzle piece that puts everything in place.
Right. And people say too, like, well, the Boston without Tatum would still win a lot of games. And I'm like, yeah, number one, that's because Tatum is not even close to the MVP level that Joel Embiid is on both ends of the floor. The entire system is not revolved around Jason Tatum. It's just a bunch of good players that can score all on the same team, and they all work together. But if you look at somebody like Milwaukee, you take Giannis out, that's more similar to the Sixers without Embiid.
Yes.
Then who? Brook Lopez has to try to be Dame's number 2 and whatever else, So, yeah, they're just not looking at it. I don't think they're looking at it clearly.
Nope.
Joel Embiid, if they watch the beginning of this season, the Sixers they're good without him, or they're really good with him. They're really bad without him, and that's just the way it is.
And that's just it. It's a different Embiid this year. He's better than he was in his MVP year.
Yep. And people are also acting like he tore his ACL. We don't know. This meniscus could just be, they could have just cut a part out of it, and he could be a lot more healthy than we think he is.
Yep.
I don't know,
man.
And
the fact that this has been nagging him a while, in my opinion, I just think it wasn't publicized. So I think, getting it repaired, who the heck knows what he's going to come back as. I'm kind of excited the more I think about it when I put all those pieces together. But anyway, I'll let you get some more callers, but I just wanted to
all right, Peter, man.
With that thought.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Shout out to Peter D. Always coming in with a good call, man. The whole thing revolves around Joel. I've been saying since the beginning of the season, if Joel's healthy, you have a shot. If he's not healthy, you don't have a shot. And that's most teams with their MVP level player. If you're saying the Dallas Mavericks, if you're saying Luka Doncic is an MVP candidate this year, take Luka off the Mavs. They're not even that good with him. Take him off the Mavs. That team was trash without Luka. Take SGA off the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then you don't have a nucleus anymore. You got a lot of good young players, but without SGA, Thunder are out of here. If Embiid comes back, we're competing with anybody, and I'm sticking to that, man. SGS. I don't know how to say your name, man. Sorry.
How you doing, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Finally able to get through.
Appreciate you.
So, I'm one of the people that don't believe Joel Embiid should come back, and here's my stance on it. We can't even bench Tobias Harris. I think that I feel like I could speak for everybody. It's like Tobias isn't. It's like a bad taste in our mouth that we just can't seem to get rid of. He's forced on us. He's coming in at crucial times, and today I can't give it up to Tobias Harris. First of all, I'm not giving Tobias his flowers. I gotta give Nurse his flowers for the way he played them. It looked like Nurse only really cared about Tobias's minutes, not really about his production. And he just put him in so that when you look at them stat sheets, you can see like, oh yeah, Tobias 26 minutes, 7, 8, 11 points. So it don't look as bad. And he had and those last points that he got at the game, I'm not going to say the game was over, but the Bucks knew, you know what I'm saying? Give him that shot. It's only going to be a 2. He got a nice 3, you know what I'm saying? But it was like at the buzzer, lucky. He didn't even think it was going in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I will say, I didn't bring that up yet. That Maxey played 37, and you look at Tobias had 28, and his ankle injury came in the fourth quarter, so it's not like his minutes were low because he got hurt or anything. Like when you watch Nurse take him out in the first, he didn't come back in until like 4 minutes left in the second. He was out for 8 minutes in the second quarter.
I noticed that,
and that's
when we had the 10-point lead. Come on now, what are you saying?
Yeah.
So this is and soon as he came in, it was just dwindling away.
Yeah.
All right, it was 3 points. We was up by 3 points, and I'm like, yo, why is Tobias still in the game? Get him out now. I'm gonna say this. Probably shouldn't say it. My identity is on YouTube. But when he went down with that ankle injury,
oh, don't say it. Don't say it.
I was happy as shit. I was happy as shit. I said, oh my God, yes, finally we have a reason. We have a reason to get this guy out of the game. And you know what? He had the balls to sit up here and act like he got the heart of Joel Embiid to come back. Oh, yeah, that looked tough. Wait, he's back, walking back on the court? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, man. I don't want to wish injury on him. I've been wanting him to fake an injury. You know what I'm saying? At practice. Yo, just go to practice and get hurt. Or, come on. Sit on the bench for the rest of the year. Get Richie Council in here.
All right.
Here's another theory.
I'm not going to comment on that, but I respect your opinion on it.
This is probably why you don't be getting me on, because I feel like sometimes I'll be going too far. Here's another theory.
You can say whatever you want, man.
Because I'm from Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say you want Embiid to come back. You know what those trains going to start looking like?
That's what I want to get to.
Going back to the stadium.
That's what I want to ask you. You said you don't want Embiid to come back, or you think the Sixers shouldn't bring him back. What's the reason?
Well, I thought of this analogy. You're a DJ. That's like, you are controlling the crowd. You getting it hype. That joint going crazy. You drop the beat. Boom, we good. Then Tobias come, you switch out a DJ, just not as skilled, just not as talented. He's just gonna muck up the chemistry. He's always been, we've been complaining about Tobias for 5 years. I don't want to see. Joel should be snapping.
So Embiid shouldn't come back because Tobias Harris is still on this team? Is that what you're saying?
You know what? Yes. I think that Tobias, but it's not just because Tobias is on the team. It's because they won't bench him. And I really believe the reason why they won't bench him is because they know Joel Embiid is coming back.
But look, with Joel Embiid back, with Joel Embiid back, Tobias, we could forget about the contract and all that stuff. He's not a max player, whatever. With Joel Embiid back, he's the damn fifth option with Kelly Oubre out here, and
nope.
So who cares really then? Nurse is already, and if Nurse is already cutting his minutes, he can give you 15 like he did tonight, and it's all good because you got Joel Embiid.
Listen, you might as well say I'll be at the NovaCare at the stadium with them. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine this. Kelly Oubre, veteran minimum. He's making what Tobias is making. Like, Tobias is making what he's making in a year per game.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing to somebody like that. You got your own. You're about to go to my penthouse, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He already deferred. He already deferred. He already deferred to Kelly Oubre. The last couple of games he hands the ball to Kelly Oubre in the fourth quarter. He already knows he doesn't want the smoke. He doesn't want the responsibility anyway. So what I'm saying is I don't think Tobias Harris can hurt your team as much as you think he can because he doesn't want to be. It's not like he's Julius Randle out there and he's going to chuck up 25 shots. He doesn't even want to shoot the ball. So I just don't even really care about him anymore.
I respect what you're saying, DJ. I just want to end it on this. There was a time where he wouldn't give up the ball. We were literally screaming like, yo, Tobias, give Maxey the ball. He has lost his confidence maybe just on the strength of there's a 23-year-old that's balling out. He making more money. And that kid has way more skill. He's not playing up to the contract. So that's naturally going to mess with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now he has to defer so he can hide.
Right.
But
So
he should fake his injury. That's all I think.
He's already getting the money. So we bring Joel Embiid back. We can hide Tobias Harris a little bit more. And it doesn't even really matter that much. He's getting the money anyway.
The same thing about Ben Simmons. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to us. I just think that Tobias, we haven't seen the worst of him. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think he will allow himself to fold to a whole nother level once.
Well, if we're putting ourselves in a position where we're relying on Tobias Harris, then we fucked up. He has to be the fifth option. That's why Joel has to come back.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate what you do.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for being honest. Thanks for calling and giving it to us 100%, man. I appreciate it.
All right, cool. Thanks.
All right, man. Yeah, call again sometime. Hey, I gotta respect the honesty. But I think and trust me, I'm the biggest Tobias Harris non-believer out there. I wish the guy was not on this team. I think they're literally better without him. I think an empty roster spot in his spot makes the team better. But I'm not gonna say that he's so bad that the Sixers can't win anything because if Joel comes back, Tobias is still here and Tobias is going to mess it up. I think he's already deferring to other players, Maxey, Oubre, whoever. Joel comes back, Tobias the damn fifth option. I don't even really care at that point. Give me 10 points. Give me 10 points then and I'll be happy. Or give me nothing. Don't even shoot the ball. I don't know. But maybe I'm lying to myself. Green Blaze, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. I hate to say it, but I'm done with Tobias Harris. You hate to say it? Man, I've been saying that for 3 years. I just Googled today. I just searched on my own YouTube channel because somebody sent me a video that I put out almost 3 years ago that was titled Tobias Harris is a fraud. So there's that. Almost 3 years ago, I was over this guy. I thought they were going to trade him so many times. But, I don't think the plan, I don't think Nick Nurse's plan is for Tobias Harris to be one of your main scorers. I just don't. And he's slowly started to cut his minutes already. 28 minutes, Oubre played 33, Maxey 37. He basically played the same amount of minutes as Kyle Lowry, who's 38 years old. Hey, Peter, thanks, man. Ice pack for the hammy. Yeah, we're going to take one more. Lowry Jack's been waiting in the Discord, man. Lowry Jack, what's going on? Lowry Jack, you got your mic muted, man. Lowry Jack going once. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, what's going on?
I just kind of want to know where this confidence is coming from that the Sixers can beat anybody in the East.
Yeah. Where you want to know where my confidence is coming from?
Yeah, because
with Joel Embiid back healthy, right? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, but I still don't see why you would think they can beat anyone, even if that's the case.
Well, to start the season, before Joel Embiid's injury, they were 26-8 with Joel. They had the highest net rating in the NBA. They were top 2 in offense, top 5 in defense. They had beat most of the best teams in the NBA at least once fully healthy. I mean, I have no reason to believe that they couldn't go 7 games with basically anybody, because the team that I saw the first half of the season was competing with all of the best teams. Boston Celtics, Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, Oklahoma City Thunder.
But what gives you confidence in like playoff Embiid? I just don't get it.
What gives me confidence in playoff Embiid? The team that's put around him. The team that's put around him this year, and Nick Nurse as a coach implementing strategies that past coaches didn't have. You know, I had no faith in Doc Rivers. I had no faith in Brett Brown. I think one of the main issues with the Sixers and Joel Embiid in the playoffs his whole career was not enough shooting on the perimeter, not enough ball handlers on the perimeter, and really good defensive teams like the Boston Celtics could just throw 3 big defenders at him and stop him. And the Toronto Raptors, too, notoriously, they could throw 3 defenders at him and stop him because nobody else could do anything. Tyrese Maxey being the all-star that he is on the perimeter. Kyle Lowry being a facilitator.
Win games last year without Embiid. That's not the case this year. And last year they were the best 3-point shooting team in the NBA by percentage. That's not the case this year.
By percentage, but not a lot of attempts per game.
I mean, I just don't think using like single game sample sizes from November, when we have a pretty consistent track record of what the general core does in the playoffs. Like, I don't think replacing Kelly Oubre with replacing George Niang with Kelly Oubre is a difference between a second round exit and a deep playoff run.
Come on, bro. Come on. Do you watch Sixers games?
Yes, I do.
You're a Sixers fan?
I'm not.
You are I'm
a Warriors fan.
A Warriors fan. If you don't see the difference in Kelly Oubre and George Niang, I can't help you at all.
Okay, well, that's that difference. It's comparing mid with mid. You know, they're both role players. That's not the difference between a deep playoff run and a second round exit. And I know you hate Harden. I think he's a punk too, but you can't deny that, like, he did some shit last year for you guys that only a star can do. Like, only a star can single-handedly carry you to playoff wins. And I know he disappeared in other games. So did Embiid. Yeah. And, like, if Embiid has off games, which is going to happen, obviously, playoff Embiid, who's stepping up?
Tyrese Maxey.
But he didn't step up last year either. It was James Harden.
Right, because Harden is ball dominant. Harden had the ball a lot of the game, and Tyrese Maxey was still playing second fiddle to James Harden. He wasn't unlocked. Look, the difference. You know, I know you can look at a lot of past years and say Joel doesn't get it done in the playoffs, but the fact is, I personally feel different about this season. I feel different about the message and the strategy of the coach that's in charge.
Last season too. Be real.
I didn't even want to watch last season because they didn't fire Doc Rivers the season before. I felt exactly the same. I feel great about Tyrese Maxey being unlocked. I feel great about Nick Nurse. And I feel great about these players playing around Joel Embiid if he comes back healthy. That's my answer to the question.
So I think the Bucks are beatable, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's not likely if you're the Sixers. I think that's fair. I think you're going to have to overcome some challenges. But I just don't see how you think you can beat the Celtics.
I think that the Sixers against the Celtics in a 7-game series with Joel Embiid healthy will win more games in the series than the Boston Celtics win in the series. That's how.
Okay, you're a biased fan. You're allowed to think that.
Lowry, I do appreciate you calling and having the conversation, man. Thanks for calling, buddy. All right, Lowry Jack, everybody. I mean, I appreciate his opinion on it, his angle on it, but you know, and he was very nice and respectful, and he you know, he believed in what he was saying. But you're not watching Sixers games, man. Don't, like, come on, not like we're watching it. That's why we know there's a clear difference between Kelly Oubre and George Niang. You just told me you're a Warriors fan. You're not. Why would a Warriors fan be watching the intricacies of the Sixers on a nightly basis? Every night, every game. You don't, because you're not a Sixers fan. So I get it if you think my opinion is me being biased. That's fine. I think my opinion is me watching the Sixers every single night. But I definitely 100% respect the call. Kind of random for a Warriors fan, though. But I respect the call. George Niang and Kelly Oubre, come on, bro. George Niang is cooked. The dude can't defend my 8-year-old son. Kelly Oubre plays with 1,000% more physicality and aggression and finishing at the rim and creating shots out of nothing. And I mean, that's just an insane comparison. I got nothing else, man. The Sixers lose. They fought hard. And Lowry Jack, man, I hope you don't think that I'm insulting you by any means whatsoever. I'm just being honest, and I really, really enjoy that you called the show. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.